What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here tonight with the review for The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 5. I believe this is episode 14, and it's titled Hats Off, Shade On. Shades On, actually. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this episode review, shall we? All right, you guys. So the first person that I'm gonna start up with is going to be Wendy. Wendy in this episode actually annoyed the whole hell out of me. And I'm gonna tell you guys why she annoyed me. Now, granted, I do like her, but this whole thing of education, it's overkill for me. Like, I get it. I'm educated. I have a degree. Like, I have a business degree. I went to school. I put myself through school. I'm in student loan debt a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, have my degree. I don't go around every day telling people, oh, I have a degree. I have a degree. I have a degree. I don't do that. Honestly, when it comes down to me, I actually downplay my degree a whole lot. Like, that's one thing I will say about me when it comes down to it. Like, in my last job that I had, people forgot that I actually had a degree. Cause they would be like, cause one of my bosses, she was like, did you go to college? I'm like, yeah, I did. And she was like, and actually the funny thing was she was the one that interviewed me, but she forgot that I had a degree. I'm like, yeah, I have a degree. I went to school, got my degree. I graduated from college in 2013. But yeah, like I said, I downplay it, and it's not to make myself look dumb or anything. I just don't feel like it's the need to bring it up. Like, I don't always feel like I have to bring up the fact that I went to college, I got a degree, I'm looking to go back for my master's. I don't feel like that is, because that does not define who I am as a person. And I feel like when it comes to Wendy and her 4 degrees, I feel like that defines who she is. So outside of being Wendy, Dr. Wendy, as she says, that's all you have. And again, I get it. Her family were immigrants. Her parents didn't have it. I get that. They came to this country. You worked hard to go to school. I get that. I really 100% get that. But like I said, it just feels like it's overkill to me. Like, is there nothing else about Dr. Wendy? You're a mother. Like, you're a mother. We know you are a political commentator. It's just, like I said, over fucking kill to me. I hope she don't put that on them kids, because and that's what was bothering me. It was the fact that the kids, she was asking them what they're gonna learn in school today. Now, I get that. Positive affirmation. I get that. I 100% get that. What you put out there comes back to you. I get that part. But again, these are kids. Let them live, have fun. Don't put so much expectations on them. Yeah. Let's move on. I really hate this damn thing. All right, you guys, next, let us discuss Monique. Now, there wasn't a whole lot of Monique in this episode. So, I'm wondering here if after this fight with Candace, did the production just decide to kind of suspend her just for a little bit? Because, we haven't really saw her in any episodes. And then if we do see her in the episode, she's just with her family. So I'm like, did they suspend her? If they did, it don't mean shit to me. So we see Monique. She's getting her kids ready for, I guess, for school. I guess, hell, I don't know. But she was getting them ready. She was fixing breakfast and everything. So then, she's talking to the producers about, the situation that happened with she and Candace, and the fact that Candace went and pressed charges against her. Now, I'm not on her side by no means when it comes to the situation with Candace, because she was at fault. Like, you don't put your hands on people. Even, if an argument escalates, just let it escalate. Like, you can yell, you can scream, you can do whatever you want to do. That's fine. But the fact that she took it to a whole nother level and put her hands on Candace, that's where I have the problem with. That's the problem that I have. And, again, I keep seeing this stuff where people keep comparing the situation with Portia and Kenya with this of Monique and Candace. Those are two totally different situations. Like, Kenya had props in Portia's face. Kenya also had been antagonizing Portia that entire season. So what she got at the reunion, I didn't feel bad for Kenya. Monique and Candace, however, completely different situation. They were having a back and forth. They were having a back and forth with each other. I don't know what set Monique off. I'm still confused about what set her off. I don't know if it was the fact that Giselle tapped her and Candace was, touching her vest. I don't know what set the girl off. I really don't. Because there wasn't really anything that should have escalated that situation to what it got to be. So, she's talking about the fact that with Candace pressing charges, they could be like, oh, we want to lock her up and she could get arrested in front of her kids. Do I feel anything about her for her kids? People might not agree with me. I honestly don't care. If you're a Monique stan, go ahead and just thumbs down this video. That's fine with me. But I don't care. Monique is talking about the fact that she could get arrested in front of her kids. That would be, I'm pretty sure that would be, it would probably leave an impression on her kids. I get that part. But here's why I don't feel bad for her. You put yourself in that situation. When you hit Candace, you forgot, I guess you forgot about that you had kids and a husband. I don't know. Like, that's why I don't feel bad for her, because you put yourself in that situation. Like I mean, both of them, one of them could have walked away from a situation before it escalated to what it got to, but neither one of them did. And only one of them put their hands on the other person, and that person was Monique. So for that, Monique, I don't feel bad for you. Now, if you got arrested in front of your kids, yes, I would be like, damn, that's a little fucked up. It ain't like they gonna, now here's the thing. It's not like you're gonna be out at the supermarket and the police are gonna come and say, oh, Monique, we're gonna arrest you right here, right now. They may come to your home and arrest you, but that's a different story. If they come to your home, Chris can take the kids upstairs to their rooms and let the cops arrest you. Because again, you did what? You put yourself in that situation. So again, who doesn't feel sorry for you? He doesn't. But let's move on. All right, you guys, and let's talk about Ashley real quick. So Ashley, we see Ashley and she goes to her therapist alone, so she's without Michael. So the therapist asks her, what does she feel about the couple session with Michael? Ashley says she felt like she made progress. What, if Ashley feels that she made progress with Michael, hey, who am I to say boo? Who am I to say cat? Who am I to say dog? If she feels that she made progress with her husband, she feels she made progress with him. I feel it was bullshit. Michael is insensitive as hell. Michael only thinks about Michael. But, if it works for Ashley, kudos to you. So, the woman asked, Ashley does say, she does feel there's some issues in the marriage. And mostly when it comes to sex, because she doesn't feel sexy, because she feels like all she is a utility for Dean. And I know what she meant, her her breastfeeding and all of that. She just feels like she is just a vessel for him. I hate, I hate to hear that from her, because you're a lot more than just a vessel for Dean. You're a lot more than that. And this is saying a lot for me, because I don't care for Ashley, but Ashley is a lot more than a vessel for Dean. And I think what the issue is Michael imposing his wants and needs on her. Like, you do realize that your wife is, because she said she initially went into this, therapy session for postpartum depression. And I'm just like, how selfish can you be, Michael? Let your wife get herself together after having your child. Now, granted, she might not have wanted him, but let her get herself together. And then once she's feeling, like herself, once she's healthy and happy, then say, okay, let's get back to the sexual stuff. Like, Michael, you have a hand, go at it. You got a hand, there's porn, go to town. I know that might get boring after a while, but knock it out instead of cheating on your wife. I really can't stand Michael. Really can't. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. Next, let's talk about Gizelle. Gizelle is, literally, she is a messy ass person. So in this episode, we saw her first. She was meeting up with Robin. So they're at a restaurant, and Karen is going to join them. So Gizelle wants to discuss, the conversation that they had, which I forgot to mention in the last week's review. So she wanted to discuss what Wendy told them about Karen when they were at Monique's lake house. When Karen said that she soldiered up for Ray with the money, and that she wanted her money back. So this is Gizelle playing fake concern when it comes to Karen. Granted, she keeps saying that she's known Karen for years. That's fine. But when it comes to you and Karen over these last, 5 seasons, 4 years, you haven't been that great of a friend to Karen. Especially when Karen was going through that issue with Ray. When you showed up to that press conference that she had with that tacky ass t-shirt on that said, free Uncle Ben, hashtag tax reform, and whatever else is said on that shirt. You weren't being a good friend to her. If you knew Karen for so long and you valued your friendship with Karen, if you valued your friendship with her, why show up like that? That was really tacky. But look at who we're talking about. It's Gizelle. If you are Karen's friend, even if you feel that Karen was going to be on some bullshit, just show up and be like, you know what, Karen, as a friend, I'm concerned about you. If you want to discuss what's going on, talk to us. If you don't want to stand in front of these cameras, give me a code or something to say, hey, I don't want to, I can't talk about this in front of the cameras, or say I don't want to talk about this, which Karen actually did say, even in that press conference, that there were some things that she just couldn't talk about. But the ladies didn't want to take that. I remember that verbatim. Like, she said that there were a lot of things that she could not say, but they kept pressing her about it. And it's so funny, which we're going to talk about that in just a minute, why it's funny to me. So Karen does show up, and Gizelle is telling Karen what Wendy said. Now, Karen may have been too drunk to remember what she said, because she did say that she wanted her money back. But she said that she didn't say it. But I'm like, Karen, yes, she did. And the producers rolled that footage back. So yeah, you did say it. But again, Karen was drunk. So then she's asking them, what's going on with them. She asked Robin about her hat business. Robin says that, she wants the girls to model for her hats. And, Karen's like, you know what, Robin, I actually got a text about you, but I want it to be, I don't believe everything that comes to me. I like to get it from the source. And it's about her tax issues of being in tax debt. $90,000 again. I just don't understand how the fuck do you get yourself $90,000 in the fucking hole with the IRS? I just don't get it. Don't fucking get it. So, Karen is a better person than I am. Karen is a much better person than me. Because Robin, she said she can't really talk about it. I'm like, oh, you can't talk about it. Karen was like, what she understood. I'm like, shit, Karen, no. Because the petty in me would be all over Robin like white is to rice. I would have been all over her ass. Like, oh, so you in tax debt. This is your taxes. Yours. Your taxes. When it comes to Ray's taxes, those were Ray's. But since we're married, it became our debt. But it was really his business debt, not mine. But you was all over my ass and all down my throat about those taxes. Look at here. Here you are, $90,000 in the hole. Ain't that the pot calling the motherfucking kettle black? But Karen didn't do that. Karen was a nice person. I'm like, Karen, again, better than me. So again, we see Gizelle got this house. This house. I just wish I mean, the house itself isn't ugly. It's the decor of Gizelle's house that's really atrocious. That hot, I guess I don't know if that's hot pink or if that's purple or if that's fuchsia. I don't know what the fuck color that wall is. I just know this shit is ugly. What I want Gizelle to do is just to hire, somebody to just come in and gut that house once again and do it the right way, because that house is ugly. But she has Ashley over, and Ashley is telling her about the situation with she and Michael, that they went to therapy. She's telling her what Michael said, but I'm just like, girl, Ashley, you know that was bullshit what Michael was telling you, right? But okay, if you believe it, who am I to judge? So then, Ashley asked her about her situation with Jamal. Bullshit, because Gizelle said she was worried when she first got with him. You were worried when you first got back with him? But see, here's the thing that's gonna bother me with Gizelle. So you guys remember the rumor that happened earlier this year? I think it was back in March or so, right? When was that? Yeah, I think it was like March. When did Real Housewives of Atlanta wrap up? I can't remember. Because it was during the reunion of Real Housewives of Atlanta when she was on Watch What Happens Live with Kim Zolciak, and Andy asked her the question about this alleged new baby that Jamal has, but she said that it wasn't true. I think Giselle is just saving face with this relationship, because there's no chemistry between she and Jamal. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she's saving face. I don't know if she's using this for a storyline. I don't know what is going on with Gizelle and Jamal, but it's something not clean in that situation. Like, I just don't know what it is, but honestly, I don't care what it is, but it's something off with their situation. Definitely something off with that situation. So Ashley does tell Gizelle that her therapist told her, she needs to get back into doing things that she liked doing, yoga, traveling. So she says she wants to travel. She says, are you going to travel with Michael? She says, no, I want to travel with you ladies. She says, so who all is coming? She says, well, I'm inviting you, the rest of the girls. She says, that include Monique. She says, I would like for Monique to come. And Gizelle says, so you want Candace to be there with her? And I don't want to go around being around her. Robin's probably not gonna want to be around her, and neither is Wendy. You guys, I really don't know what the future holds for Monique. I feel like what might happen with Monique is the same situation that happened with Portia and Kenya. Remember that season. The next season, Portia was on as a friend of the Housewives, and they brought in Claudia Jordan as a full-time. Actually, I think they brought in Claudia last minute, because I don't think Claudia was initially supposed to be a housewife. But I feel like that might be what happens if they don't fire her. Because the thing is, and even with that season with Portia, the main person that she filmed with was Nene. She filmed with Nene the most in that season. I don't remember if she really filmed a lot with Phaedra and with Candy. Can't remember. But I know she filmed a lot with Nene that season. So I feel like that might be what happens with Monique. But we shall see. Let's move on. All right, guys. Next, let's discuss Candace, I guess. Don't want to discuss Candace. Yeah, let's discuss Candace. So we see Candace, and Candace is with her friend Cliff, and she's doing, I don't know, at first I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? I realized, I heard her humming. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on in this episode? And I realized what she was doing, but I'm like, that is terrible. I get that she was doing her scales and whatnot, but damn, I ain't never heard nobody do scales like that in my life. But, hey, I know Scales is warming up the vocals. I mean, I get it, but yeah, haven't never heard anything like that in my life. So he's asking her what does she want to do, and she's telling him she wants to put her song out, the remix, and she wants to perform her song. Ooh, I mean, this was before everything happened in the world. So I know she didn't get to perform that song that many times if she ever got to perform it. So and then she wants to go from there. So then we later see her and she's meeting up with Chucky and some other guy. His name is Kirk something. I didn't really care. So they played a song for her. It's not a bad song. Would I buy it? Probably not, because it ain't my style of. I can't even say it's not my style of music. It's just not something that I would want to listen to. But I'm not gonna take away from Candace and her music, her song. It did sound like a little bit of a bop, but it's just something that I probably wouldn't listen to. No shade at all. So then Chucky tells her that he wants to sign her to his label. And she starts to cry, and she gets that tissue and she dabs right here. But this time she really couldn't just dab right here because the tears are just coming down. And I get it, that's a big moment for her. So congratulations to her. I don't really know if she signed with him or not. I need to go look at her Instagram page. I need to go look at her Instagram and see. So then at the end of the episode, so I'm going out of order, but we'll talk about everything in just a little bit. So we see that at the end of the episode that Monique pressed charges against Candace, and Candace was pissed off. She called her a rusty bitch. That fucking rusty bitch. I'm like, well, damn. Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close my notes from here, because this is gonna be me talking to you guys. So I said this a few weeks ago that I thought Monique was petty as hell for pressing charges against Candace. And I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of why I think it's petty. Like, because she pressed charges against you, you gonna come back and press charges against her? That's stupid as hell. You are the one that puts your hands on her. Because Monique talking about it was two people involved in that fight. Technically, it was one person involved in that fight, and that was you. Because you're the one that hit her in the head. She didn't hit you. You raised your hands to her. So one person was in the fight, not two. Now, two people were involved in an argument with one another, but one person escalated it to the point of getting physical. And who was that? That was you, Monique. So again, that's why I said in the beginning of the review that I didn't feel sorry for her if she got arrested. It would be bad if she got arrested in front of her kids, but like I said before, she wasn't thinking about her kids in that moment. You can't tell me otherwise. And again, if you are a Monique stan, you can thumbs down the video. That's fine with me. I don't care. But yeah, like that was petty. Candace is a lot better than me, but again, we do know Candace is not, a fighter. Because I would have called my lawyer right then and there and told my lawyer, you know what, go on ahead and drop the case. My lawyer probably would have said, why am I dropping the case? Because I am going to find that motherfucker on the street and tear that ass to shreds. Because you going to sue me? I didn't do shit to you. We were arguing. We were going back and forth. And here you come. And you grab my hair and you hitting me. I didn't do shit to you. That's... like I said in last week's review, I actually really do wish that the judge had went through with them charges. I wouldn't want her to be taken away from her kids, but again, like I said, she wasn't thinking about her kids. But there are repercussions for what we do. There are consequences for our actions. And that's why I don't feel that, people say that Monique has changed. No, she has not. Monique is still the same. Monique is still the same person. You're talking about watch the journey. Girl, it ain't no motherfucking journey. Like a watch the journey. What journey, Monique? What journey? Please enlighten me on what journey you went on. Because And it's so funny. I saw somebody on Instagram yesterday. Um, they want Wendy and Candace fired from Potomac. They want Candace fired because Candace is a liability, and I guess Wendy because she's boring. I don't know. I didn't read what they said about Wendy. I just read what they said about Candace. And there were so many people in it. There was one person that I did see because I was scrolling through the comments and everybody was like, "Yeah, she's a liability. She's a liability." And people talking about the whole situation with Ashley from last season with the butter knife. Somebody said she could have really hurt Ashley with that butter knife. I cracked up laughing. A butter knife, dude. A butter knife ain't even got a sharp edge. Yes, you can cut yourself, but you gotta go like this, and it's gonna be a shallow wound. Hell, even if it does wound you, like here's a perfect analogy. My favorite serial killer of all time. He's a fictional character, by the way. I gotta put that out there. He's a fictional character. Michael Myers. Have you guys ever saw Michael Myers kill anyone with anything other? Well, I mean, he has used other weapons, but they all have sharp edges. But his weapon of choice is what? A butcher's knife. Butcher's knife. Have you ever saw that motherfucker with a butter knife? If you ever see Michael Myers with a butter knife, I'm pretty sure. But you know what though? He uses some of the weird. Again, everything that he uses has a sharp point. A butter knife has a sharp point, but a butter knife does not have a sharp point. It's oval shaped. But people are saying that Candace is a liability, but Candace did not put her hands on Monique. Monique put her hands on Candace. So Monique is the liability, not Candace. And to the point that people keep trying to say is, Candace had the knife and she was wielding it at Ashley. She threw it at Ashley. Ashley was asked to leave her house. If she perceived Ashley as a threat, in some states, she would have been well within her rights. And I live in Texas. We have an open carry state. If you come into our house and we shoot you and you're an unwanted guest, we're well within our rights to do it. So I don't understand that whole argument. I'm sick of that argument. I'm really sick of people using that argument. I'm really sick of it. What else was I talking about? But yeah, Monique. You hit her. I'm so sick of, like you said, there's two people in the fight. One person was in the fight, and that was you. You hit Candace. So whatever happened would have happened, because if the police were called, they would have arrested you right then and there. You do realize that, right? Like, you do realize that. She's really actually working my nerves, to be quite honest with you. Again, Monique stands. If you don't like hearing what I said, it's okay to thumbs down. It really is. It's okay. Go ahead and knock yourselves out. But really, girl, like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. This journey that she went on. What journey did you go on? Because somebody in your camp is the one that leaked this information about what happened with the fight. It was one-sided in your defense. Then, with this whole entire season, you've done interview after interview with other bloggers about this situation, and you still are trying to place the blame on Candace. You made a diss song about her. Actually, I've never listened to that song. The only thing I knew about the song was that it came out on my birthday. I never listened to it because I didn't agree with it then, and I don't agree with it now. Once I finally saw it, because I saw the lyrics. Where did I see the lyrics at? It was on Richie Sky's page. When I saw the lyrics, I'm like, wait a minute. So you're glorifying what you did, but you got kids. I'm moving on. All right, you guys, and then let's wrap this episode up with Robin. So you guys remember, I said that Robin wanted the ladies to come down to the studio and model her hats for her website. So the ladies show up. Karen is the first one to show up, and immediately, Wendy was the first one to show up, and immediately Giselle goes into being messy once again. And she tells Wendy what Karen said about her, and the fact that Karen imitated her. Now, what Karen said was true. Like I'm not understanding why we want to attack Karen when Karen spoke some facts about Wendy. Again, I'm not knocking Wendy's credentials. I'm just gonna say once again, I'm sick of hearing about this shit. Girl, we get it. You got a PhD. You got 4 degrees. Get it, got it, good. Congratulations to you. I'm not gonna take that away from you, but I am, like I said, tired of hearing about the shit. And Karen said something that was 100% true. Wendy is a doctor, but she is not a medical doctor, which is true. Now, Karen, you still got me fucked up again, and I love you, Karen, but you still got me fucked up. We're talking about that Monique has a medical issue. No, the hell she does not. Stop saying that shit. Ain't nothing medically wrong with Monique. Monique just don't know how to control her anger. That is all that it is. Keep it real, keep it a buck. She can't control her anger. But you are right. Wendy, she's not a medical doctor. I don't know why Wendy felt some type of way about her saying she's not a medical doctor, because you're not. You have a PhD. You're a doctor in name only. You're not a physician. So what you mad about? So Karen and all the girls show up. They start modeling the hats, and Ashley decides to tell them where they're gonna go. She holds up this flag. I was looking at the flag like hell. Although I knew where they were going for their trip, I was like, I don't know what that flag is. Is that sad that I don't know those? I knew it was. No, I can't even say that. I really didn't know what the flag was. I knew it wasn't fucking China. Like what? I knew it was not China, like Candace said. Because when Karen said what? I knew it wasn't China, but Wendy said it was Portugal. So they're going to Portugal for their cast trip. Ashley tells them that everyone is going with the exception of Monique. So then before they leave, Wendy wants to address Karen and what she said. Man, I was so happy that Karen checked her. I really was. Because Karen said, yes, I might not have a degree, but I am versed in entrepreneurism. I was like, yes, Karen. And that's the one reason why I don't brag about my degree. I don't feel like I need to, because there are plenty of people in this world that are very smart, but they don't have a degree. Like, so just because someone doesn't have a degree, that means that they're less than me? No. Now, do I empower people to get an education? 100%. But like I have a cousin, we're the same. I'm 31 and she's 30. So I'm just a few months older than I'm actually a year older than her, but technically it's just a few months. But I mean, with her, she wants to go to school, but and I told her, like, we had a discussion about this a few weeks ago. She was like, I have a little cousin that just graduated nursing school a few months ago, maybe less than a year. It's actually just a little less than a year. And I told her, I'm like, don't let that, determine what you do. You still got time to go to school if you want to go to school, if that's what you want to do. Pace yourself. Like, you don't have to live up to anybody's standards. Like, if that's what you want to do it. Like, I empower people to do what makes them happy. And if school ain't for you, it ain't for you. If there is something that you want to do, if there's a trade that you want to do, or if you're good at doing hair, whatever, I empower people. I tell people to do what makes you happy, because I'm learning that as I'm getting older. I'm learning I need to do what makes me happy, and not what makes me. Yes, I worry about I need to have a job for money, but at the same time, I'm like, what? I need to figure out a way to do the things that make me happy and motivate me. And that's where I'm at in my life. But that was a review. Be sure to like this video, you guys. Leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware of when I drop anything else. And share this video. And until the next one, you guys, do me a solid favor. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. And socially distance. And also, if you guys have not Tuesday is election day. If you guys have not voted, if you guys didn't early vote, please go out and vote on election day. Now, I am, however, off on election day. Thank God I took that day off because I just didn't want to go through the stress of that. And also, you guys, I am supposed to get my package from Ivy Park on Tuesday. It's just some shorts. I was only able to get some shorts. So I'm gonna do an unboxing video and I'm gonna look at it, try it on, and let you guys know what I think about it, and we will talk about it then. But until then, you guys, I will see you guys later.